You've been told that the law of attraction is about positive thinking, that if you just believe, the universe will deliver. But what if I told you that's only half the truth? For centuries, the real secrets of manifestation have been hidden, encoded in ancient texts, whispered among mystics, guarded by secret societies. Because those who truly understand these laws don't just wish for a better life. They bend reality to their will. These teachings were never meant for the masses. Why? Because they reveal something dangerous. They reveal that the universe is not responding to what you want. It is responding to what you are. Today, we break the illusion. We will go beyond the watered-down versions of the law of attraction and into the true mechanics of manifestation, the hidden forces that shape reality itself. This is not just a lesson, this is a revelation, and once you see the truth, you can never unsee it. Welcome to the real secrets of manifestation. Are you ready? For years, books, movies, and self-help gurus have pushed the idea that if you just think about what you want, it will come to you. That if you repeat affirmations, make vision boards, and believe, the universe will magically deliver your desires. But here's the reality. Most people try this, and nothing happens. They visualize wealth but stay broke. They affirm love but remain alone. They meditate on success but find themselves stuck in the same cycle, year after year. And when their manifestations don't come, they either give up, assume it's all a lie, or think something is wrong with them. But the truth is, the law of attraction does work, just not the way you've been told. The reason? You've been given an incomplete formula. The modern version of the law of attraction is like being handed a beautiful car, but without an engine. You can sit inside, dream about driving, even pretend you're moving, but without the missing parts, you'll never go anywhere. What they don't tell you is that the law of attraction is not just about thoughts. Thoughts are only one piece of a much greater puzzle. There are hidden mechanics, ancient principles, that determine whether your manifestations succeed or fail. And those who truly understand these hidden laws don't just think about what they want, they align their entire being with it. The first missing key? The law of vibration. Everything in existence, including you, vibrates at a certain frequency, and the universe doesn't respond to what you want, it responds to what you are. If you constantly think about wealth, but vibrate at a frequency of lack, feeling worried, anxious, or desperate about money, you're sending out the wrong signal. You may be consciously saying, "I want abundance," but subconsciously, you are broadcasting scarcity. And the universe, like a mirror, will reflect that back to you. This is why so many people struggle with manifestation. They are mentally asking for something, but energetically repelling it. They are tuned into the wrong frequency. To truly manifest, you have to go beyond just thinking and start working with the actual forces that shape reality. You have to understand how energy flows, how vibrations align, and how to program your subconscious mind to be in sync with what you desire. This knowledge is not new. It has existed for thousands of years, hidden in ancient texts, esoteric schools, and spiritual traditions. The Hermeticists, the Kabbalists, the mystics of the East, they all understood that manifestation is not just about wishing. It's about mastering the unseen forces of the universe. But much of this wisdom has been watered down, simplified, or even deliberately erased. And today, we're going to uncover the missing knowledge, the real mechanics behind the law of attraction that can actually change your life. Because once you understand the full truth, you'll see why most people fail. and how you can break free from the illusion and start manifesting with real power. Long before the modern world turned the law of attraction into a quick-fix solution for personal success, the ancients understood it as part of something much greater, a system of unseen forces that governed all of existence. The concept of manifestation is not new. It has existed for thousands of years, encoded in sacred texts, whispered in the halls of mystery schools, and passed down through esoteric traditions that understood one fundamental truth. Reality is not something you observe. It is something you create. In ancient Egypt, the power of thought and vibration was not just philosophy. It was a science. The priesthood of Thoth, the god of wisdom, taught that the mind was the architect of reality, shaping existence through focused intention. Egyptian hieroglyphs and temple inscriptions suggest that words, when spoken with true understanding, could alter physical reality. This knowledge was reserved for the initiates, those trained in the secret arts of Heka, or divine magic, which involved the precise alignment of will, vibration, and action. The law of attraction, as we know it today, is merely a fragment of this lost science. In Hermetic philosophy, we find one of the oldest and most direct references to the power of attraction. The Kybalion, a text attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, states, "As within, so without. As above, so below." This is more than a poetic phrase. It is a revelation of how the internal state of mind and energy determines the external world. The Hermetic Law of Mentalism teaches that the universe itself is mental in nature, that everything begins with thought, but thought alone is not enough. The law of vibration, another Hermetic principle, clarifies that everything has a frequency, and that reality responds not just to what we think, but to what we energetically align with. Further east, in the ancient Vedic texts of India, we find teachings that mirror these same principles. The Upanishads, written over 2,500 years ago, describe how the mind shapes the material world, stating, "You become what you believe yourself to be." The Yoga Sutras of Patanjali describe samyama, the art of deep concentration, visualization, and surrender, which allows a practitioner to shape their reality through focused willpower. The Vedas also introduce the concept of prana, the vital life force, which flows in accordance with one's thoughts, emotions, and spiritual alignment. To manifest something, one must not only desire it, but become an energetic match for it. In Taoism, the same idea is expressed differently. The Tao Te Ching teaches that forceful effort is futile, that true power comes not from chasing desires, but from being in harmony with the natural flow of existence. The Taoists understood that manifestation is not about commanding the universe, but about becoming one with it, aligning yourself so that what you seek flows naturally into your life. This principle, called Wu Wei, is the art of effortless manifestation, where things come not from struggle, but from deep inner alignment. These ancient traditions, spread across different cultures and continents, all point to a single hidden truth. Attraction is not simply about wanting something. It is about being in alignment with it. It is not enough to think, hope, or visualize. You must vibrate at the level of your desires. The modern interpretation of the law of attraction simplifies this knowledge, making it seem as though thought alone is enough. But the ancients knew better. They knew that the real secret to manifestation was not just in the mind, but in the energy that moves through all things. And those who understood this truth could shape reality itself. Many people try to use the law of attraction and fail. not because the law itself is flawed, but because they have been given only a fraction of the truth. They sit in meditation, repeating affirmations, creating vision boards, and hoping that by sheer thought alone, reality will shift in their favor. But after weeks, months, or even years, nothing changes. The money they long for never arrives. The soulmate they dream of remains absent. The life they desire seems just out of reach. Frustrated, they begin to believe that the law of attraction is a myth, a lie, or a cruel joke designed to sell self-help books. But the real reason manifestation doesn't work for most people is not because the law of attraction is false, but because it has been misunderstood and misapplied. Thought is only the surface layer of manifestation. It is the spark, but not the fire. The universe does not respond to the words you say. It responds to the energy you hold. Every thought carries a frequency, but it is the emotion behind the thought that determines its true power. You can repeat the words, "I am wealthy," 1,000 times, but if, deep down, you feel broke, anxious, and desperate, your dominant vibration is still lack, and the universe, like a mirror, reflects that lack back to you. This is why most people fail. They are mentally asking for abundance, but energetically repelling it. They visualize wealth while feeling financial stress. They affirm love while fearing loneliness. They meditate on success while doubting their own abilities. In doing so, they send out conflicting signals, and the universe responds to the strongest one, the vibration of fear, scarcity, or doubt. The subconscious mind plays a critical role in this process. While your conscious mind may be focused on a goal, your subconscious mind holds the deeply rooted beliefs that truly shape your reality. If you grew up believing that money is hard to earn, that love always ends in heartbreak, or that success is reserved for the lucky few, then these subconscious beliefs will override any positive affirmations you attempt. You may consciously desire wealth, but if you subconsciously believe that money is evil or that you don't deserve abundance, your energy will never align with financial success. The law of attraction is not about forcing your desires into existence. It is about aligning your inner world so that your external world naturally reshapes itself. Another reason people fail is that they mistake passive wishing for active alignment. Many believe that manifestation means simply asking for something and waiting for the universe to deliver. But attraction is not a passive process. It requires action, energy, and embodiment. If you wish to attract love, you must first become love. If you seek success, you must embody the mindset, habits, and energy of someone who is already successful. The law of attraction does not give you what you want. It gives you what you are. When people fail to manifest, they assume something is wrong with them or that the law is broken. But the real issue is misalignment. To truly manifest, you must go beyond thought and shift your entire frequency. This is the missing piece, the knowledge that separates wishing from creation, desire from reality. The greatest obstacle to manifestation is not the universe, not fate, and not some external force beyond your control. The true barrier exists within you, hidden deep in the recesses of your mind, shaping your reality in ways you may not even be aware of. This barrier is the subconscious mind, the invisible gatekeeper that determines what you can and cannot attract. Most people assume that their conscious desires are enough to shape their reality. They set intentions, visualize success, and repeat affirmations, believing that if they focus hard enough on what they want, it will eventually come to them. But what they fail to realize is that the subconscious mind is infinitely more powerful than the conscious mind. And if the two are in conflict, it is always the subconscious that wins. If your subconscious mind is programmed with limiting beliefs, no amount of positive thinking will override them. You may consciously desire wealth, but if, deep down, you believe that money is evil, that rich people are corrupt, or that you are not worthy of abundance, then every attempt at manifestation will be blocked. If you try to attract love but hold subconscious beliefs that you are unlovable, that relationships always end in pain, or that love requires suffering, then no matter how much you visualize romance, your energy will push it away. The subconscious is not a passive force. It is the architect of your reality. It is always at work, filtering the information you receive, shaping your emotions, and determining what you will or will not allow into your life. Every experience you have ever had, every message you absorbed as a child, every trauma, every rejection, every belief instilled in you by parents, teachers, and society, all of it is stored in your subconscious, silently dictating the limits of your existence. If those beliefs are in alignment with what you want, manifestation happens effortlessly. If they are not, then no matter how hard you try, your reality will always revert back to what your subconscious deems as normal. This is why some people seem to attract wealth, love, and success effortlessly, while others struggle despite their best efforts. It is not because they are luckier or more deserving. It is because their subconscious mind is programmed to accept abundance as their natural state. They do not have to fight against inner resistance, because on a deep level, they already expect good things to come to them. The key to manifestation is not just thinking differently, but becoming someone who naturally attracts what they desire. This means reprogramming the subconscious mind, uprooting old beliefs, and installing new ones that align with the life you want to create. The moment your subconscious accepts a new reality as true, your external world will begin to shift to match it. This is not magic. It is simply the law of energy in motion. To manifest successfully, you must go beyond conscious thought and address the deepest levels of your being. Change the subconscious, and reality will follow. Fail to do so, and you will always be trapped in the same patterns, no matter how much you wish for something different. Everything in existence is in motion. The solid objects around you, the air you breathe, the thoughts in your mind, none of them are truly still. At the most fundamental level, everything is composed of vibrating energy, constantly shifting and interacting with the world around it. Ancient spiritual traditions understood this long before modern science confirmed it. The Hermeticists, the yogis, and the mystics all taught that vibration is the fundamental force of reality. What they knew, and what many have forgotten, is that manifestation is not simply about attraction. It is about resonance. The law of attraction, as commonly taught today, suggests that if you focus on something hard enough, you will eventually bring it into your reality. But the truth is far deeper than that. The law of attraction is not a standalone force. It is secondary to the law of vibration. Attraction does not happen simply because you want something. It happens because you have become an energetic match for it. You do not attract what you think. You attract what you are. This is where most people get stuck. They think that if they repeat affirmations, visualize their desires, or write them down enough times, they will somehow magnetize those things into their lives. But none of that will work if their dominant vibration is not in alignment with what they seek. A person who wants wealth but vibrates at a frequency of scarcity, fear, and lack will only attract more experiences that reflect that scarcity. A person who desires love but feels unworthy insecure, or afraid of being abandoned, will continue to manifest relationships that mirror those emotions. The universe does not respond to words, it responds to energy. This is why two people can take the exact same actions, but receive completely different results. One person might start a business and see it thrive, while another struggles and fails despite working just as hard. The difference is not simply in effort or strategy, but in energetic alignment. The successful person has already embodied the energy of success. They see themselves as worthy, capable, and abundant. The one who struggles, on the other hand, may be carrying subconscious doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs that keep them vibrating at a lower frequency. Vibration is everything. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions align with the frequency of what you desire, manifestation happens naturally. Opportunities arise seemingly out of nowhere. The right people enter your life at the perfect time. Events unfold effortlessly, not because you force them to, but because you have become someone who naturally attracts those experiences. This is the real secret behind manifestation. You are not chasing what you desire. You are becoming the version of yourself that already has it. Instead of trying to attract money, become the person who naturally feels and acts wealthy. Instead of longing for love, embody the energy of someone who is already loved and cherished. The law of vibration is not just about getting what you want. It is about aligning yourself so deeply with your desires that they have no choice but to materialize. When you understand this, the law of attraction is no longer a guessing game. It becomes a precise, powerful force, working in harmony with the very nature of existence. The more you chase something, the more it seems to slip through your fingers. This is one of the great paradoxes of manifestation. Desire alone is not enough. In fact, desire mixed with desperation often pushes what you want even further away. This is the frequency trap that keeps so many people stuck in cycles of longing, frustration, and disappointment. They believe they are doing everything right. They visualize, they affirm, they set their intentions. But what they don't realize is that their very need for something is creating resistance. The universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. When you desperately crave something, whether it's love, money, or success, you are unknowingly sending out a signal of lack. You are reinforcing the idea that you do not have it, that it is missing from your life, and that you are incomplete without it. This vibration of wanting is, at its core, a vibration of not having. And since the law of vibration dictates that you attract what you resonate with, desperation only manifests more situations that confirm your lack. Imagine you are holding a butterfly in your hand. If you grip it tightly, out of fear that it will fly away, you crush its delicate wings. But if you open your palm, allowing it to come and go freely, it stays effortlessly. The same is true for manifestation. When you cling to something out of fear or neediness, you suffocate the very energy required to bring it into your life. This is why so many people struggle with money. They obsess over it, stress about it, and feel anxious every time they spend. Even when they try to manifest abundance, they are unknowingly vibrating at the frequency of scarcity. Their energy is saying, "I don't have enough." And the universe, ever the mirror, continues to reflect that belief back to them in the form of unexpected expenses, financial struggles, and missed opportunities. The same applies to love. A person who desperately wants a relationship often finds themselves alone, while those who seem completely content on their own somehow attract partners effortlessly. The reason? people are drawn to those who radiate wholeness, not those who vibrate with need. When you feel complete and secure within yourself, you naturally become a magnet for love, because you are no longer vibrating at the frequency of loneliness or lack. The key is to align your energy as if you already have what you desire. Instead of longing for money, step into the mindset of someone who is already financially abundant. Instead of craving love, embody the energy of someone who already feels deeply loved and cherished. This doesn't mean pretending or lying to yourself. It means truly shifting your inner state to reflect the reality you wish to create. Let go of the chase. Detach from the outcome, not because you don't care, but because you trust. The moment you stop vibrating with desperation and start resonating with certainty, the things you desire no longer remain distant. They become inevitable. Long before the modern world reduced manifestation to positive thinking and vision boards, the ancients understood it as a science, one deeply connected to energy, vibration, and the fundamental forces of the universe. In civilizations as advanced as ancient Egypt, Tibet, and among the mystical Kabbalists, the act of creating reality was not seen as a mere hope or wish, but as a process governed by specific, repeatable principles. The Egyptians were masters of energy and vibration. They knew that everything, thoughts, words, and even physical structures, held frequencies that interacted with the cosmos. The Great Pyramids, often dismissed as mere tombs, were in fact constructed with precise mathematical alignments to channel planetary and cosmic energy. Many researchers believe the pyramids were energy conductors, amplifying the vibrations of the earth and acting as spiritual gateways between dimensions. The placement of each stone, the angles of their design, and the use of sacred geometry were not random. They were intentional, crafted to resonate with the divine forces of the universe. Beyond architecture, the Egyptians also understood the power of words and symbols in manifestation. The practice of Heka, often translated as magic, was not about illusion or tricks. It was about aligning one's energy with universal forces to bring desires into reality. Priests and initiates used spoken incantations, sigils, and sacred hieroglyphs to direct vibrational energy towards specific outcomes. Words were not just sounds. They were tools of creation, carrying a force that could shape reality itself. Even today, echoes of this knowledge remain. Many spiritual traditions emphasize the power of spoken affirmations and written symbols as key tools for aligning with manifestation. Far to the east, Tibetan monks carried similar wisdom. The practice of mantra chanting, often misunderstood as a religious ritual, was actually a highly refined method of shifting personal vibration. Each syllable of their sacred chants was carefully crafted to resonate with cosmic frequencies, altering the energy field of both the speaker and their surroundings. Tibetan prayer wheels, which contained sacred texts inside, were believed to continue manifesting positive energy even as they spun, projecting vibrational frequencies into the universe without requiring conscious effort. The mystical tradition of Kabbalah also held deep secrets of manifestation. Kabbalists believed that the Hebrew alphabet itself contained hidden vibrational codes capable of influencing reality. The Tree of Life, a central structure in Kabbalistic teachings, represents the journey of manifestation from pure thought, Keta, down to the physical world, Malkuth. It teaches that nothing simply appears in the material realm. It must first be conceived in the higher, unseen dimensions. Understanding these pathways allowed Kabbalists to work with the flow of divine energy rather than against it. All of these civilizations knew what modern teachings often overlook: Manifestation is not just about wishing. It is about aligning with the natural laws of energy and vibration. They used architecture, symbols, sound, and intention as tools to bridge the gap between thought and reality. They did not beg the universe for change. They commanded it by tuning their own frequency to match the reality they wished to create. The question is, how much of this knowledge has been lost? And how much are we ready to remember? Neville Goddard was not just a teacher of manifestation. He was a master of reality creation. Unlike many who merely spoke of positive thinking, he understood something far deeper. Assumption creates reality. To manifest something, you do not beg for it, hope for it, or wait for it. You assume it is already yours. This principle, known as living in the end, is one of the most powerful yet misunderstood techniques in manifestation. Goddard taught that the subconscious mind is the true architect of reality. It does not differentiate between what is real and what is imagined. It simply accepts whatever it is given. If you can impress an idea upon your subconscious as already being true, the external world will shift to match that assumption. This is not metaphorical. This is a fundamental law of consciousness. Consider this. When you dream at night, your body reacts as if the dream is real. Your heart races during a nightmare. You feel emotions just as intensely as if they were happening in waking life. Why? Because to your subconscious mind, there is no difference between reality and imagination. If this is true in dreams, then it is also true in manifestation. When you feel the reality of your desire so deeply that your subconscious accepts it as fact, the outer world must rearrange itself to reflect that truth. But most people do the opposite. Instead of assuming the end result, they assume the lack of it. They dwell on waiting. They focus on what hasn't arrived yet, and they reinforce the idea that their desire is still out of reach. In doing so, they are not living in the end. They are living in the absence. And since the subconscious is always responding to the dominant state of mind, it continues to manifest more of that absence. Goddard's method is deceptively simple, yet profoundly effective. Instead of longing for what you want, step into the version of yourself that already has it. If you desire wealth, do not affirm, "I will be rich," or "I hope to attract money." Instead, embody the energy of a person who is already wealthy. How do they think? How do they walk, speak, and feel? What kind of confidence do they carry? You do not need physical proof. You only need to assume it. To reinforce this, Neville taught the importance of falling asleep in the wish fulfilled. The moments before sleep are when the subconscious mind is most impressionable. Instead of going to bed thinking of problems, he advised that you should close your eyes and vividly experience your desire as already achieved. Not as a wish, not as a hope, but as an absolute truth. As you drift into sleep feeling the emotions of already having what you want, your subconscious begins the process of reshaping your reality to match that assumption. This is not about forcing reality. It is about shifting into the version of yourself that already exists in a parallel possibility. The moment you stop chasing and start assuming, reality bends to your will. The words you speak are not just sounds. They are vibrational commands that shape the reality around you. Every thought, every phrase, every self-concept you hold within you is a seed planted in the fertile soil of the subconscious. Among all the words that pass through your mind and lips, there are two that hold the greatest creative power. I am. This simple phrase is not just a statement. It is an energetic declaration. When you say I am, you are not merely describing yourself. You are defining your existence, setting the frequency from which reality will unfold. You are instructing your subconscious mind, and in turn, sending a signal to the universe that commands the forces of manifestation to respond in kind. The mistake most people make is that they use I am to reinforce their current limitations rather than their potential. They say, I am broke. I am unlucky in love. I am not good enough, unaware that each of these statements is an affirmation that locks them into their existing vibration. The subconscious does not argue. It does not question. It simply accepts whatever you declare as truth and then seeks to validate it through external experiences. This is why those who constantly affirm their struggles continue to experience them. They are unknowingly reaffirming their reality through their words. But what happens when you shift the way you use I am? If instead of saying, I want to be wealthy, you say, I am wealthy, something shifts. At first, your logical mind may resist. It may argue that you do not yet see evidence of this wealth in your external world. But the subconscious does not operate on logic. It operates on belief, repetition, and emotional charge. If you persist in declaring I am wealthy, and you embody that energy with conviction, your subconscious begins to accept it. And once it does, it will seek out the circumstances, people, and opportunities that align with that reality. This is the principle that has been embedded in ancient spiritual traditions for thousands of years. In the Bible, the name of God given to Moses was, I am that I am, a statement of absolute being. In Hindu philosophy, the Sanskrit phrase Aham Brahmasmi translates to I am the universe, a declaration that the self and the cosmos are one. These teachings were not religious doctrines. They were codes of manifestation, meant to be understood and applied. To use the I am principle correctly, you must become intentional about how you speak to yourself. Every word, every phrase is a command to your subconscious. Say, I am strong, and your body begins to align with that strength. Say, I am love, and your energy field radiates the frequency of love. This is not mere positive thinking. It is vibrational alignment. When you truly grasp the power of I am, you will stop speaking of lack and limitation, and you will begin speaking in the language of creation. And once you do, the world around you will have no choice but to adjust itself to match the new reality you have declared. Everything you see, touch, and experience in the physical world was once nothing more than a thought. The house you live in, the chair you sit on, the device you are using to read these words, none of it existed until someone conceived it in their mind first. Before any creation takes form in the material world, it must first exist in the realm of thought. This principle is not just philosophy. It is a fundamental law of reality. The ancient Hermeticists understood this long before modern science, and they expressed it in one simple yet profound phrase. The all is mind, the universe is mental. This is the law of mentalism, the first and most fundamental Hermetic principle. It teaches that everything, from the smallest atom to the vastness of the cosmos, originates in the mind. The external world is not separate from you. It is a reflection of the thoughts, beliefs, and expectations you hold within. Your reality is not something that happens to you. It is something that is projected outward from your consciousness. This is why manifestation is not about luck or coincidence. It is about understanding that your thoughts shape your reality, whether you realize it or not. Most people go through life unaware of this power, allowing their thoughts to be dictated by external circumstances. They react to the world instead of creating it. They focus on problems, fears, and limitations, and so their reality mirrors those same struggles back to them. But those who understand the law of mentalism recognize that if they can master their mind, they can master everything. The mind is not just a storage place for thoughts. It is an active force of creation. It is constantly generating mental images, emotions, and beliefs that are broadcasted into the energetic field of the universe. When these mental patterns are repeated and reinforced, they become reality. The subconscious mind then seeks validation for these beliefs, shaping your perception to match the inner blueprint you have created. This is why two people can live in the same world and experience completely different realities. One person sees opportunities, success, and abundance, while another sees obstacles, failure, and scarcity. The difference is not in their circumstances, it is in their mental state. The great mystics and spiritual teachers of history understood this secret. The Buddha said, "With our thoughts, we make the world." Jesus taught, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." The Vedic text described the universe as a projection of consciousness. Science has begun to confirm what the ancients always knew. The observer effect in quantum physics demonstrates that reality shifts depending on the observer's expectations. The mind is not separate from the world, it is the force that creates it. When you grasp the law of mentalism, you realize that nothing outside of you has true power over your life. Everything you desire, everything you fear, everything you long for, it all begins within. The key to manifestation is not to fight external circumstances, but to train the mind to think, feel, and expect in alignment with the reality you wish to experience. When you do this, the external world has no choice but to shift in response. Every living being emits a field of energy, an invisible yet powerful force that surrounds and extends beyond the physical body. This is not just a mystical idea. It is a reality supported by both ancient wisdom and modern science. Your electromagnetic field, often referred to as your aura, is constantly vibrating, sending signals into the world around you. This energy does not merely exist passively. It acts as a beacon, attracting or repelling experiences, people, and circumstances based on its frequency. Everything you encounter in life is, in some way, a reflection of the energy you are putting out. The relationships you form, the opportunities that come your way, the obstacles you face, all of them are drawn into your life through resonance. Just as a radio can only tune into stations that match its frequency, your energy field will only align with experiences that match the vibration you hold. This is why two people in the same situation can have completely different outcomes. It is not the external world that determines reality, but the energy each person carries. Ancient spiritual traditions have long understood the nature of this vibrational field. The Hindus call it prana, the Chinese call it ki, and the Egyptians referred to it as the ka. Across cultures, the belief has always been the same. The energy you emit determines the life you experience. The chakras, or energy centers within the body, act as channels through which this field is shaped. When these energy centers are balanced and aligned, the field is harmonious, and life flows effortlessly. But when they are blocked by fear, anger, or unresolved emotions, the frequency becomes distorted, attracting chaos, setbacks, and disharmony. Science, too, has begun to confirm what the ancients always knew. HeartMath Institute studies have shown that the human heart emits an electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond the body. This field changes based on emotional states, expanding with love, gratitude, and joy, and contracting with fear, stress, and anger. When two people interact, their energy fields communicate before words are even spoken. This is why you can sometimes sense the mood of a person without them saying a word. Their energy speaks louder than their voice. This vibrational field is also the key to manifestation. Many people believe that attraction happens through thought alone, but thought is only part of the equation. The true signal is in the feeling state, the frequency embedded in your energy field. If you desire success but hold fear and doubt within your field, those conflicting vibrations cancel each other out, making it difficult to attract what you want. But when your mind, emotions, and energy are in alignment, manifestation becomes effortless. You no longer chase things. They are drawn to you. The key to harnessing the power of your vibrational energy field is awareness. Everything you think, feel, and believe is imprinted into this field, constantly interacting with the energy around you. By raising your vibration through gratitude, love, and intention, you begin to shift the frequency you are broadcasting. And when your energy changes, so does your reality. The universe is not responding to what you wish for. It is responding to what you are. There is a reason why most people struggle to manifest their desires, even when they believe in the power of their thoughts. It is not because they lack discipline or because the universe is refusing to listen. It is because they are trying to create change from a conscious state of mind that is too rigid, too analytical, and too deeply rooted in external reality. True manifestation happens when you go beyond the conscious mind and into the subconscious, the realm where reality is truly shaped. And the key to accessing this deeper layer of the mind lies in altered states of consciousness. Your brain does not operate at a single frequency. Throughout the day, your brain waves fluctuate, shifting between different states that correspond to different levels of awareness. Most people spend their waking lives in beta, the fast-paced brainwave state associated with logical thinking, problem solving, and focus. While beta is useful for daily tasks, it is not the state where manifestation occurs. The beta mind is too busy analyzing, doubting, and second-guessing to allow the deep subconscious shifts required for true transformation. The real power of manifestation is unlocked in the theta and delta states, the brainwave frequencies associated with deep relaxation, meditation, and sleep. Theta waves occur when you are in a light trance or meditative state, just before sleep, or just upon waking. This is the gateway to the subconscious, the place where limiting beliefs can be rewritten and new realities can be impressed into the mind. Delta waves, even deeper than theta, are found in dream states and deep sleep, where the mind is most receptive to energetic shifts and reprogramming. Ancient cultures understood this intuitively. The Egyptians, Hindus, Buddhists, and indigenous shamans all used rituals, chanting, and trance states to access the subconscious and influence reality. Tibetan monks chant mantras not just as religious practice, but as a way to induce specific vibrational states where their energy aligns with the higher forces of the universe. In Egyptian temples, initiates underwent sleep rituals where they would enter deep, altered states to receive wisdom from the divine. The Sufi mystics of Persia spun in whirling dances to induce trance-like ecstasy, shifting their consciousness beyond the limits of ordinary perception. Modern science is now confirming what these ancient traditions have always known. Studies on hypnosis and meditation have shown that when the brain enters theta waves, it becomes far more suggestible, meaning the subconscious mind can be reprogrammed more easily. This is why Neville Goddard and other great manifestation teachers emphasize the power of visualization before sleep, because in that moment, the subconscious is wide open, ready to receive new instructions. If you truly want to manifest powerfully, you must learn to enter these altered states intentionally. This can be done through meditation, deep breathing, rhythmic movement, or listening to binaural beats designed to shift the brain into theta. Once in this state, affirmations, visualizations, and intentions become 10 times more effective because they bypass the logical, doubting mind and go straight to the subconscious, the place where reality is formed. You are not limited by your waking thoughts. You are limited only by your ability to access the deeper realms of your own mind. When you learn to enter these states at will, manifestation is no longer a struggle. It becomes second nature. The law of attraction is often presented as a tool for personal growth, a force that allows individuals to shape their reality through thought, belief, and energy alignment. But like any great power, it is neither inherently good nor bad. It is simply neutral, responding to the intent of the user. While most people seek to harness it for self-improvement, there are those who have long understood its deeper mechanics and have used it not for creation, but for manipulation and control. Throughout history, secret societies, occult orders, and those in positions of influence have deliberately worked with the unseen forces of energy and vibration, not just to manifest wealth or success, but to control the minds, emotions, and desires of the masses. They understand that thoughts create reality, but more importantly, they understand that if they can control what the collective thinks, they can shape the very fabric of society. This is not speculation. It is an ancient strategy. The rulers of ancient civilizations, from the Egyptian pharaohs to the priest kings of Mesopotamia, maintained power by aligning themselves with cosmic laws, using symbols, rituals, and spoken decrees to shape public perception and maintain control. They understood that energy could be directed not just for personal manifestation, but for mass influence. In modern times, the same principles apply, though they have become more covert. Governments, corporations, and media outlets constantly feed the world with thought patterns designed to keep people in a state of fear, division, and scarcity. They use the power of repetition, symbolism, and emotional triggers to manipulate mass consciousness. They understand that when people vibrate at a frequency of fear and lack, they become easier to control, more likely to accept limitations, less likely to challenge authority, and more willing to seek external solutions rather than realizing their own power. This is the dark side of manifestation, the ability to direct energy not for personal evolution, but to bind others into a reality that benefits the few at the expense of the many. Just as an individual can manifest abundance by aligning with the vibration of wealth, a group can manifest a controlled society by keeping the collective mind in a vibration of powerlessness. This is why so many ancient teachings on energy and manifestation were hidden or distorted over time. The Kybalion, the Vedas, the Hermetic texts all contain profound truths about energy manipulation, but much of this knowledge was suppressed or labeled as superstition. If people understood their own ability to shape reality, they would be far less dependent on external systems of power. The elite have known this for centuries, and they continue to use rituals, symbols, and belief programming to shape global events, keeping humanity asleep to its own creative potential. But the greatest deception is making people believe that they are powerless. The truth is that the same laws that can be used for control can also be used for liberation. Awareness is the first step. Understanding how energy has been manipulated allows you to take back control. When you reclaim your mind, your thoughts, and your vibration, you break free from the influence of external forces and begin to consciously manifest a reality of your own design. The question is, are you ready to wake up? Nikola Tesla once said, If you only knew the magnificence of the numbers 3, 6, and 9, then you would have the key to the universe. A brilliant scientist and inventor, Tesla was far more than an engineer. He was a mystic, a man who understood that reality was not just physical, but vibrational. He believed that the universe itself was structured around mathematical frequencies, and that certain numbers held the power to unlock the hidden forces of creation. The numbers 3, 6, and 9 were, in his view, the code to understanding how energy moves through the fabric of existence. What Tesla knew has now been woven into one of the most powerful manifestation techniques ever shared, the 3-6-9 method. This practice is deceptively simple, yet profoundly effective. It is based on the idea that by repeatedly impressing your desire upon your subconscious mind at specific intervals, you create a resonance so strong that reality has no choice but to align with it. The structure is as follows. Write your desire 3 times in the morning. Write it 6 times in the afternoon. Write it 9 times at night. But this is not mere repetition. It is an energetic process that works in harmony with the laws of vibration. Each number has a hidden significance. 3 represents creation, self-expression, and divine intelligence. 6 is the number of harmony, balance, and materialization. 9 symbolizes completion, spiritual awakening, and the highest level of consciousness. When used together in a structured way, these numbers act as a key, unlocking the door between thought and reality. The process is simple, yet must be done with intention and feeling. First, you must decide what you truly wish to manifest. This is not about vague wishes or momentary desires. It must be something you deeply align with, something that feels inevitable rather than impossible. Once you have your desire clearly defined, you write it 3 times in the morning, feeling as though it is already yours. In the afternoon, you write it 6 times, reinforcing the belief and anchoring it deeper into your subconscious. Finally, at night, you write it 9 times, sealing it into your vibrational field before sleep, when your subconscious is most open to suggestion. Most people fail at manifestation because they do not persist. They try for a few days, then let doubt and impatience take over. But the 3-6-9 method is not just about writing words. It is about training your energy to hold a new frequency. The repetition of 3, 6, and 9 is not random. It mirrors the mathematical structure of the universe, aligning your thoughts with the same forces that shape reality itself. Tesla understood that everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. The 3-6-9 method is more than a technique. It is a bridge between science and mysticism, a formula that connects the mind to the deeper workings of creation. Those who practice it with unwavering faith often find that reality bends in unexpected ways, as if unseen forces are conspiring to bring their desires into form. But the question is not whether the universe will respond. The question is, are you ready to believe in your own power to shape it? One of the greatest paradoxes of manifestation is that the more desperately you cling to your desire, the further away it seems to move. Many people spend hours visualizing, affirming, and focusing on their goals, only to feel frustration when nothing seems to change. They wonder why, despite all their effort, their manifestations remain out of reach. The answer lies in a fundamental truth that is often overlooked. Attachment creates resistance. To manifest something, you must align with its frequency. But when you are attached to an outcome, you are not truly aligned with it. You are focused on the lack of it. The energy of needing is different from the energy of having. When you constantly check for signs, obsess over whether things are working, or feel anxious about when and how your desire will appear, you are unknowingly sending a signal of doubt and scarcity. The universe, responding to your dominant vibration, reflects that uncertainty back to you. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means trusting so completely that you no longer feel the need to force or control the process. It means knowing, deep in your being, that what you desire is already yours in the unseen realm, and that it is simply unfolding in divine timing. This is the state of non-resistance, the point where your energy is fully open to receiving, without the interference of fear or impatience. Ancient spiritual traditions have long understood this principle. In Taoism, it is called Wu Wei, the art of effortless action, of flowing with the currents of life rather than fighting against them. The Bhagavad Gita teaches detached involvement, where one takes inspired action but releases all expectation of the outcome. Even in Hermetic philosophy, the principle of rhythm states that everything moves in cycles, and forcing an outcome before its time disrupts the natural flow of energy. Letting go is not passive. It is the ultimate act of power. It means shifting from the energy of control to the energy of trust. It means acting as if your desire is already yours, rather than constantly searching for proof. The moment you stop worrying about whether your manifestation is coming, it begins moving toward you faster than ever. This is why some people find that as soon as they stop obsessing over something, it suddenly appears. The person who longed for love finally meets their soulmate after they stop searching. The individual struggling for financial abundance receives an unexpected opportunity the moment they release their anxiety around money. This is not coincidence. It is the unblocking of energy that allows what was always meant to come into being. The final step in manifestation is not about trying harder, visualizing more, or doing more affirmations. It is about stepping into absolute certainty that what you desire is already on its way, and then releasing all attachment to how and when it arrives. When you master this, you step into a state of true abundance, where what you seek is not something to chase, but something that naturally flows to you. Manifestation is not about luck, coincidence, or wishful thinking. It is about alignment. By now, you understand that your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs shape the reality around you. But knowing this is not enough. To truly harness this power, you must begin to actively shift your energy, training yourself to vibrate in harmony with the reality you wish to experience. This is where most people fall short. They understand the concepts, they believe in the process, but they fail to consistently apply the techniques that will create actual change. The key to mastering manifestation is developing a daily practice that reinforces your desired reality. Just as an athlete trains their body to perform at peak levels, you must train your mind and energy to function at the frequency of abundance, love, success, whatever it is you seek. This is not something that happens in a single moment of inspiration. It is something that must be cultivated, strengthened, and integrated into your daily life. The first step is awareness. Many people go through life completely unconscious of the energy they are emitting. They say they want wealth, but they vibrate at the frequency of worry and scarcity. They say they want love, but their energy is filled with fear and doubt. The truth is, you cannot manifest what you are not aligned with. You must begin paying attention to your internal state at all times. How do you feel when you think about your desires? Do you feel excited and confident, or do you feel frustrated and doubtful? Your emotional state is the greatest indicator of your vibration. If you are feeling resistance, that is a sign that you are out of alignment and need to shift. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through breath work and energy activation. Breath is not just air moving in and out of the lungs. It is life force, prana, chi. The way you breathe directly affects your energy field, and by consciously controlling your breath, you can shift into a state of high vibration almost instantly. Ancient yogis, shamans, and mystics all understood this secret. They knew that by altering the rhythm of their breath, they could change their mental state, access deeper levels of consciousness, and align their energy with higher frequencies. A simple but powerful breathwork technique is the 4-4-8 method. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds, hold the breath for 4 seconds, and exhale slowly for 8 seconds. This not only calms the nervous system, but also releases stagnant energy and raises your vibration. Doing this for just a few minutes each day can create a profound shift, clearing negative thought patterns and opening your energy field to receive. Manifestation is not about forcing things to happen. It is about becoming a vibrational match for the reality you desire. And this begins with the daily practice of aligning your thoughts, emotions, and energy. The more you do this, the more effortless manifestation becomes. Eventually, you will reach a point where you no longer have to chase your desires. They will flow to you naturally. Energy is constantly flowing through you, shaping the reality you experience. Every thought, every emotion, every belief you hold influences the frequency at which you vibrate, and that frequency determines what you attract. But most people do not take control of this process. They allow their energy to be dictated by external circumstances, reacting to life instead of consciously directing it. If you want to master manifestation, you must learn to take charge of your own energy, shifting it intentionally, rather than letting it shift you. One of the fastest ways to change your vibrational state is visualization. While many people use visualization as a passive exercise, simply imagining their desires without emotion, true visualization is much more than this. The subconscious mind does not respond to empty pictures. It responds to feeling, emotion, and sensory experience. If you want visualization to work, you must engage all your senses, making the imagined reality feel as real as possible. Close your eyes and bring to mind something you deeply desire. Do not just see it. Step into the experience. If you are manifesting wealth, do not just picture money in your bank account. Imagine the sensation of holding crisp bills in your hands, the feeling of security in your body, the sound of transactions being approved, the scent of luxury, the taste of a celebratory meal. If you are manifesting love, do not just see yourself with a partner. Feel the warmth of their touch, hear their voice, sense the energy of deep connection. The more real it feels in your mind, the more powerfully your subconscious will accept it as truth. This is why athletes, performers, and even business leaders use visualization to enhance their success. Studies have shown that when a person vividly imagines performing an action, their brain activates the same neural pathways as if they were actually doing it. The mind cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is deeply believed. This is the secret that mystics and spiritual teachers have known for centuries. What you hold as truth in your mind eventually manifests in your physical world. But visualization alone is not enough. You must pair it with the feeling of certainty. Many people visualize their desires while still carrying the energy of lack. They imagine success but feel unworthy. They picture abundance while still doubting whether they can have it. This weakens the manifestation because their dominant vibration is still rooted in the absence of what they want. To overcome this, You must train yourself to embody the emotional state of already having it. One way to do this is through the gratitude technique. After visualizing your desired outcome, shift your focus to a state of deep gratitude, as if it has already happened. Feel the thankfulness, the joy, the relief of knowing that it is done. This emotion imprints your subconscious with the belief that your desire is already yours, allowing the universe to respond accordingly. The energy you send out is the energy that returns to you. By combining powerful visualization with strong emotional alignment, you shift from merely hoping for a better reality to actively creating it. The moment your mind accepts something as real, the world around you begins to rearrange itself to reflect that truth. Every thought carries energy, and every emotion amplifies that energy, shaping the reality you experience. But among all the forces at play in manifestation, emotion is the most powerful. It is the fuel that gives thought the energy to materialize, the invisible force that determines whether your desires remain as distant possibilities or solidify into reality. Most people believe that thinking alone is enough, but thought without emotion is weak. It has no vibrational intensity, no magnetic pull. The universe does not respond to words alone. It responds to the emotional charge behind them. This is why two people can practice the same manifestation techniques, yet get entirely different results. One person affirms wealth with excitement, confidence, and certainty, while another repeats the same words with doubt, fear, and hesitation. The words may be identical, but the vibration is not. And since the universe mirrors your dominant frequency, the person who feels abundant attracts abundance, while the one who doubts continues to experience lack. Ancient wisdom has always taught that emotion is the bridge between the inner world and the outer world. The ancient Egyptians, for example, practiced emotional embodiment rituals, where they would not only visualize their desires, but experience them as if they had already manifested. They understood that by aligning their emotional state with their desired reality, they were shifting their vibrational frequency to match it. Similarly, in Eastern traditions, the concept of bhakti, deep emotional devotion, is used to cultivate a state of oneness with a desired outcome. These practices were not just spiritual exercises. They were forms of energy manipulation designed to align the individual's vibration with their intention. This is why gratitude is such a powerful manifestation tool. When you feel grateful for something before it arrives, you send a signal to the universe that you already have it. This eliminates the vibration of longing and replaces it with the vibration of having. The subconscious mind does not question whether the gratitude is for something real or imagined. It simply accepts the emotional state as truth and begins aligning external circumstances to match. But just as emotion can amplify manifestation, it can also block it. Negative emotions, when left unchecked, create energetic resistance. Fear, doubt, frustration, and impatience send signals of misalignment, creating an invisible wall between you and your desires. This is why mastering emotional control is essential, not by suppressing emotions, but by transmuting them. When fear arises, shift into trust. When impatience surfaces, replace it with certainty. When doubt creeps in, reaffirm your belief. The key is not to ignore emotions, but to redirect them toward the vibration of what you want. The mind thinks, but it is the heart that attracts. The frequency of a deeply felt emotion is far more powerful than a fleeting thought. This is why those who live in a state of joy, confidence, and love seem to manifest effortlessly. They are constantly broadcasting the energy of already having. When you master your emotions, you master your vibration. And when you master your vibration, reality has no choice but to shift in your favor. The human mind is constantly seeking confirmation of its beliefs. It looks for patterns, finds meaning in events, and filters reality through the lens of its expectations. But what most people don't realize is that this process is not passive. It is actively shaping the world around them. Your dominant beliefs become the foundation of your vibrational frequency, and that frequency dictates the experiences you attract. This is why two people can live in the same environment, face the same circumstances, yet experience completely different realities. One person sees endless opportunities, while the other sees only obstacles. One finds love and connection, while the other experiences rejection and loneliness. The difference is not external, it is energetic. At the core of this process is belief reinforcement. Your subconscious mind operates like a powerful programming system designed to confirm and strengthen whatever you hold as true. If you believe you are lucky, you will notice small signs of luck everywhere. A parking spot opening up at the right time, an unexpected gift, a chance encounter that leads to success. But if you believe you're unlucky, your mind will filter reality in a way that reinforces this perception. Delays, missed opportunities, and disappointments will seem to follow you. Not because you are cursed, but because you are vibrationally tuned to experiences that confirm your belief. This is why it is so difficult for people to break free from negative cycles. They do not realize that their expectations are shaping their experiences. They assume that what they see is simply how life is, unaware that they are trapped in a feedback loop of their own creation. A person who has struggled financially for years often believes that money is hard to come by. Even when they receive financial opportunities, their subconscious may sabotage them through overspending, avoiding risk, or rejecting new possibilities, because their internal programming is still vibrating at the frequency of struggle. The key to breaking free from these cycles is conscious belief shifting. You must begin to challenge the narratives that no longer serve you. Every time you catch yourself thinking, "Things never work out for me," you must interrupt that pattern and replace it with, "Things are always working in my favor." When you hear yourself say, "I'll never be wealthy," you must counter it with, "Abundance flows to me in unexpected ways." This is not just about words. It is about rewiring your subconscious frequency so that it begins to filter reality differently. Some of the most powerful manifestation teachers throughout history have emphasized this process. Neville Goddard taught that assumption creates reality, that by shifting your beliefs, you shift your world. The Hermeticists understood that mentalism is the key to creation, that thoughts do not just observe reality, but generate it. Modern psychology confirms that the reticular activating system, RAS, in the brain selectively filters information based on what the mind expects to see. Science and mysticism are saying the same thing. Your world is a reflection of what you believe. If you want to change your external reality, you must first change your internal frequency. The universe is not deciding what you receive. You are. Every thought, every expectation, and every emotion is a signal being sent out. The question is, what are you broadcasting? The mind is a powerful filter through which reality is experienced. Every moment, it processes vast amounts of information, selecting what to focus on and what to ignore. But this process is not random. It is shaped by deeply ingrained beliefs, past experiences, and subconscious conditioning. What you consistently hold in your mind determines what you notice, what you attract, and ultimately, what you experience. This is why two people can be in the same place, at the same time, and have completely different experiences. One person sees opportunities, while another sees obstacles. One feels abundance, while another feels lack. The world does not change. The perception of the world does. And because the mind is constantly looking for patterns to confirm what it already believes, those who expect success find reasons to believe in it, while those who expect failure see proof of it everywhere. This is known as the self-fulfilling prophecy, a phenomenon where what you expect becomes what you experience. It is not magic or coincidence. It is a direct result of the reticular activating system, RAS, a part of the brain responsible for filtering information. The RAS acts as a gatekeeper, deciding which details are important based on what you focus on the most. If you believe the world is full of opportunities, your RAS will highlight them for you, making them seem more frequent and accessible. But if you believe life is a struggle, your RAS will filter reality in a way that reinforces that belief, keeping you stuck in a loop of scarcity and difficulty. This is why setting clear and intentional focus is crucial. When you consciously direct your attention to what you want, rather than what you fear, you begin programming your subconscious mind to align with that reality. Over time, your brain starts seeking out proof that supports your desired outcome. You begin to notice synchronicities, new possibilities, and hidden pathways that you may have overlooked before. This is also why repetition is so powerful. The more you affirm something, the more your subconscious accepts it as truth. This is not just about saying words. It is about emotionally charging those words with belief and expectation. The moment you decide something is already yours, your mind starts aligning with that version of reality. This is how the world bends to your internal state. But just as positive focus can expand possibilities, negative focus can limit them. If you constantly dwell on obstacles, fears, and worst-case scenarios, your mind will filter the world accordingly, reinforcing the illusion that these are the only options available to you. This is why manifestation is not just about thinking positively. It is about retraining the mind to perceive reality in a way that aligns with your highest potential. Your mind is not just a processor of reality, it is a generator of it. What you consistently think about, expect, and focus on becomes the foundation upon which your external world is built. Mastering your focus is not just a mental exercise, it is the key to transforming your reality from the inside out. Reality is not something that happens to you. It is something that responds to you. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every belief you hold is broadcasting a signal into the energetic field that surrounds you. This signal acts as a magnet, drawing experiences that match its frequency. Most people, however, go through life unaware of this process. They believe they are reacting to the world when, in truth, they are constantly creating it. The problem is that most people create unconsciously. They allow their focus to be dominated by external circumstances, past failures, fears, and doubts, unaware that by doing so, they are reinforcing those very conditions. They complain about their financial struggles, unaware that every complaint is strengthening their vibrational connection to scarcity. They dwell on heartbreak and disappointment, not realizing that they are keeping themselves locked in the energy of loneliness. They focus on obstacles rather than opportunities, and so their world becomes a reflection of limitation rather than possibility. The key to shifting this dynamic is conscious focus, the ability to direct your attention deliberately rather than letting it be pulled by circumstances. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. If you spend your days fixated on problems, your vibration aligns with the frequency of struggle. But if you train yourself to focus on solutions, opportunities, and abundance, your energy begins to resonate with a higher frequency, one that draws those very things toward you. This is why gratitude is such a powerful force. Gratitude is not just an emotion. It is a magnetic frequency that tells the universe, I already have what I need. When you feel grateful, you shift your vibration instantly. You move from a state of lack to a state of abundance, from frustration to contentment, from worry to trust. Gratitude tells the subconscious mind that there is no need to struggle, that what you desire is already on its way. And because the subconscious dictates the energy you emit, reality begins to shift accordingly. One of the most effective ways to harness this power is intentional redirection. Every time you catch yourself focusing on what is missing, consciously shift your attention to what is present. Instead of saying, I don't have enough money, say, I am grateful for the wealth already in my life. Instead of thinking, I am stuck, affirm, I am always progressing even when I cannot see it. This simple act of refocusing can create profound energetic shifts over time. The greatest creators, the visionaries, the mystics, the spiritual masters, have always understood this secret. They knew that reality bends to those who command their focus, that the world reflects the dominant vibration of the mind. This is not about ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It is about choosing what you give your energy to. The more you focus on what you want, the more of it you attract. The more you align your thoughts with possibility, the more doors begin to open. You are always manifesting. The only question is, are you manifesting consciously, or are you allowing the world to manifest for you? The universe is always in motion, shifting and rearranging itself according to the energy you emit. But while most people focus on attracting what they desire, they often overlook an equally important aspect of manifestation: clearing space for it to arrive. Just as a river cannot flow freely if it is blocked by debris, abundance cannot enter a life that is cluttered with resistance, unresolved emotions, and limiting beliefs. Before something new can emerge, something old must be released. Most people unknowingly hold onto energetic blockages that prevent their manifestations from materializing. These blockages can take many forms: fear, doubt, resentment, past failures, even attachments to old identities that no longer serve them. A person who desires love but still carries wounds from past heartbreak is energetically signaling that they are not fully open to receiving love. Someone who wants financial success but subconsciously believes that money leads to corruption is sending out mixed frequencies, making it difficult for abundance to flow. The universe does not withhold what you ask for. It simply responds to the energy you hold. Letting go is a process of clearing and realigning. It is the act of releasing all that no longer serves you, creating a vacuum that allows new blessings to enter. This is why so many spiritual traditions emphasize the power of forgiveness and surrender. Forgiveness is not about condoning past wrongs. It is about liberating yourself from the energetic chains that keep you stuck. When you forgive, you dissolve the emotional attachments that keep certain energies anchored in your field. The same applies to fear and doubt. Every time you let go of limiting beliefs, you create space for new possibilities. Another crucial aspect of clearing is detaching from the need to control outcomes. Many people block their manifestations by obsessing over how and when their desires will appear. They try to force reality to conform to their expectations, unknowingly creating resistance. The truth is, manifestation does not require control. It requires alignment. The moment you stop gripping so tightly to your desires, you allow them to flow to you effortlessly. This is why people often find that when they finally stop worrying about something, it happens. When they stop chasing, what they want begins to chase them. A powerful technique for clearing energy is ritual release. This can be done through writing, pouring out fears, doubts, and attachments onto paper, then symbolically burning or discarding them. It can also be done through physical cleansing, decluttering your space, moving stagnant energy through breathwork, or engaging in water rituals that symbolize renewal. The key is intentional release, actively choosing to let go rather than unconsciously holding on. Manifestation is not just about calling things in. It is about making space for them to arrive. The more you release, the more freely energy can flow. And when you clear away what no longer serves you, you do not lose anything. You simply open the door for something far greater to take its place. Everything in the universe operates in cycles. Seasons change, tides rise and fall, and even the cells in your body regenerate according to a natural rhythm. Manifestation follows this same principle, yet many people struggle with impatience, expecting instant results while ignoring the energetic process that must take place. Just as a seed does not become a tree overnight, manifestations require time to move from the unseen realm into physical reality. Understanding this natural flow is the key to trusting the process instead of resisting it. Impatience is one of the greatest obstacles to manifestation. When you constantly look for signs, doubt whether things are working, or feel frustrated that your desires have not yet appeared, you are unknowingly sending out a signal of lack and resistance. This is the equivalent of planting a seed, then digging it up every day to check if it is growing. The energy of impatience contradicts the energy of trust, and trust is the foundation upon which manifestation is built. Everything manifests in stages. The first stage is intention, where you set your desire clearly in your mind. This is the spark that activates the process, much like planting a seed in the soil. The second stage is alignment, where your thoughts, emotions, and actions must match the frequency of what you want. This is where most people get stuck. They may set an intention, but if they continue to vibrate at the level of doubt, fear, or impatience, they block the natural flow of energy. The third stage is gestation, the period when nothing seems to be happening on the surface, but deep shifts are occurring beneath it. This is where many people give up, thinking their manifestation isn't working because they can't see immediate results. But just like a seed developing roots before sprouting above ground, your manifestation is taking form in ways you may not yet perceive. The universe is rearranging circumstances, moving people into position, and aligning events to bring your desire into being. Then comes the final stage, physical manifestation. This is when the energy you have cultivated materializes into a tangible experience. Often, it arrives in a way that seems effortless, as if it was always meant to happen. This is why those who truly trust the process often say, "It happened when I least expected it." But the truth is, they didn't stop expecting it. They simply released resistance and allowed the universe to work without interference. The key to speeding up manifestation is not to push harder or worry more, but to cultivate patience, certainty, and unwavering belief. This does not mean waiting idly. It means maintaining the vibration of already having, even when there is no external proof. When you trust completely, you align with the natural rhythm of creation, allowing your desires to unfold in the perfect way, at the perfect time. Manifestation is not about forcing reality to change. It is about allowing reality to catch up to the energy you have already set in motion. The moment you stop questioning whether it's working is the moment you allow it to arrive. Manifestation is often thought of as an internal process, aligning thoughts, emotions, and energy to attract what you desire. But what many fail to realize is that the external world is also an extension of this process. The energy in your physical environment plays a crucial role in shaping your reality. Just as your thoughts and emotions carry a frequency, so do the spaces you inhabit. If your surroundings are cluttered, stagnant, or filled with objects tied to past struggles, your energy field is constantly being influenced by that vibration. To manifest effectively, you must create an external environment that aligns with the reality you wish to experience. Ancient traditions understood the power of energy flow in physical spaces. In Feng Shui, for example, the arrangement of objects is believed to influence the flow of qi, or life force energy. In Vedic teachings, temples and sacred spaces were designed according to energetic principles to enhance spiritual alignment. Even in modern psychology, studies have shown that cluttered spaces contribute to mental fog, stress, and emotional stagnation. Your external world is a reflection of your internal state, but it also works in reverse. By shifting your external space, you shift your energy. One of the most effective ways to accelerate manifestation is through energetic clearing. This involves removing anything in your environment that no longer serves you. Objects tied to painful memories, clutter that creates stagnation, or items that symbolize old versions of yourself that you are ready to outgrow. When you let go of what no longer aligns, you create space for new energy to flow in. This is why people often experience breakthroughs in life after decluttering their homes. By clearing space externally, they unknowingly shift their vibration internally. Beyond removing what no longer serves you, intentional placement of energy-enhancing objects can amplify your manifestation power. Crystals, plants, candles, and sacred symbols can act as anchors for specific energies. A vision board placed in a prominent location keeps your desires at the forefront of your mind. A journal on your nightstand reminds you to script your reality before bed. Even colors and lighting affect mood and energy. Soft, warm lighting promotes relaxation, while bright, vibrant colors can enhance motivation and focus. Every detail contributes to the overall frequency of your space. Rituals can also be used to charge a space with intention. Burning sage or incense clears residual energies, while sound healing, such as Tibetan bowls or chanting, can shift stagnant vibrations. Simply opening windows to let fresh air and sunlight in can raise the frequency of a room. The goal is to create an environment that mirrors the energy of the life you are calling in. A space that feels abundant, peaceful, and in harmony with your desires. Manifestation is not just about what you think or feel. It is about what you surround yourself with. Your environment is either reinforcing your vision or working against it. When you align your external space with your internal intentions, the two begin to work together, amplifying the energy of creation. Reality responds not just to the energy within you, but to the energy around you. By consciously designing your surroundings to reflect your highest vision, you transform your space into a magnet for the life you desire. Manifestation is not just about calling things into your life. It is also about learning how to sustain the energy of what you attract. Many people experience fleeting success with manifestation. They receive a financial breakthrough, a new relationship, or an unexpected opportunity, only to find it slipping away just as quickly as it arrived. This is not because the law of attraction failed, but because their internal state did not match the frequency required to maintain their manifestation. Attracting something is one thing, holding on to it is another. Energy, like all things in the universe, is in a constant state of movement. If you wish to keep what you manifest, you must become someone who is energetically aligned with that reality on a permanent level. This means that manifestation is not a one-time event. It is a continuous process of alignment and self-evolution. If you manifest financial abundance, but continue to vibrate at the frequency of scarcity, feeling fearful about losing money, making decisions from a place of lack, or doubting your ability to sustain wealth, you will unconsciously repel the very thing you work to attract. The same applies to love, success, and opportunities. If your internal vibration does not match the energy of what you desire over time, it will naturally fade from your life. This is why self-concept is so important in manifestation. Who do you believe yourself to be? If deep down you still see yourself as someone who struggles, who is unlucky, who is undeserving of love or wealth, then no amount of external manifestation will change your reality in the long term. The subconscious mind will always guide you back to what it believes is your baseline identity. This is why lottery winners often lose their fortune within a few years. They never shifted their inner identity to match the wealth they received. Their subconscious still resonated with lack, and so their actions, decisions, and energetic patterns brought them back to that familiar state. The key to long-term manifestation is embodiment. Instead of focusing on attracting something, shift your focus to becoming the version of yourself that naturally has it. If you desire wealth, develop the mindset, habits, and emotional stability of a wealthy person. If you desire love, cultivate self-worth, emotional availability, and the ability to give and receive love effortlessly. The more you embody the energy of what you seek, the more it becomes a natural part of your reality, rather than something you have to chase or work to hold on to. Another important factor in sustaining manifestations is energetic maintenance. Just as you must nourish your body to maintain health, you must also nourish your vibration to maintain alignment. Daily practices like gratitude, meditation, visualization, and self-reflection help keep your frequency in harmony with your desired reality. If you do not actively sustain your energy, it is easy to fall back into old patterns, and when your frequency shifts, so does the reality that mirrors it. Manifestation is not about temporary success. It is about creating a new energetic foundation that supports the life you desire. The moment you stop thinking like someone who is trying to manifest and start thinking like someone who already has, you cross the threshold from wishing to being. And once you become the energy of what you seek, there is no effort in holding on to it, because it is no longer something you are trying to keep. It is simply who you are. The greatest mistake people make when manifesting is allowing external circumstances to control their internal state. They set an intention, visualize their desires, and begin shifting their mindset. But the moment they encounter resistance in the physical world, they let doubt take over. They check their bank account and see a low balance, so they return to a mindset of scarcity. They look around and don't see immediate results, so they assume nothing is happening. They let the present moment dictate what they believe is possible, forgetting that reality is always lagging behind energy. Manifestation does not work by responding to what already exists. It works by responding to what you expect and embody, regardless of what you see. Your external reality is a reflection of past energy, the result of previous thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. What you are experiencing now is not an indication of what is possible. It is simply evidence of an old vibration still playing out. The mistake is believing that what you see now is permanent. It is not. It is simply the delayed echo of energy that has already been set into motion. The reason many people fail at manifestation is that they are too reactive. Instead of holding their frequency, they let circumstances dictate their emotions. If things go well, they feel hopeful. If things don't go as planned, they feel discouraged. This cycle keeps them stuck because they are allowing the old reality to reinforce itself. But those who truly master manifestation know that their job is not to react to what is. It is to maintain their vision despite external evidence. The key is to hold the frequency of what you desire before it arrives. This is why unwavering faith is so powerful. Faith is not about believing in something when there is proof. It is about believing in it before the proof exists. It is about knowing that what you desire is already yours, even if reality has not yet caught up. When you hold on to this certainty, your energy does not waver. And when your energy does not waver, manifestation becomes inevitable. The external world is a reflection of your internal world, not the other way around. This is why some people seem to attract success effortlessly. They are not waiting for external confirmation to feel successful. They embody success now. They do not let setbacks lower their vibration, because they know that reality is fluid, changeable, and constantly shifting in response to their dominant energy. The moment you stop letting the present moment control your emotions, you reclaim your power. You stop looking at what is and start focusing on what is becoming. You no longer let delays discourage you because you understand that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. You shift from reacting to creating, from hoping to knowing, from waiting to receiving. True manifestation begins the moment you stop looking at external reality for validation and start trusting in the unseen forces at work. The universe is always responding, always aligning, always moving pieces into place. Your only job is to hold the frequency long enough for reality to catch up. The question is, can you trust the process even when you can't see the results yet? Those who can always succeed. For centuries, spiritual traditions have taught that thoughts shape reality, that the unseen forces of the mind influence the physical world in ways beyond ordinary perception. But what was once dismissed as mystical belief is now being confirmed by modern science, specifically by quantum physics. At the heart of this revelation lies the observer effect, a principle that suggests that the very act of observation influences the outcome of reality. This idea is not just metaphorical. It is backed by experiments that have shaken the very foundations of physics. In the famous double-slit experiment, scientists discovered something astonishing. When particles, such as electrons, were not being observed, they behaved as waves, existing in multiple states at once, a field of pure possibility. But the moment they were observed, they collapsed into a single, defined state. This means that the mere act of observation changes reality, forcing it to take a specific form out of a field of infinite potential. This experiment aligns with what manifestation teaches, that conscious focus brings things into existence. When you set an intention, visualize a future outcome, and direct your awareness toward it, you are doing more than just thinking. You are collapsing infinite possibilities into a single reality. Your observation, your expectation, and your belief shape the quantum field, influencing which version of reality materializes in your life. Quantum physics also supports the idea that everything is energy. What appears to be solid matter is, at its core, vibrating energy fields, your body, your thoughts, your emotions, all of them emit frequencies that interact with the energy around you. This is why like attracts like. It is not just a spiritual concept, but a scientific reality. The frequency you hold determines the experiences you attract. Additionally, the entanglement theory in quantum physics suggests that two particles, once connected, remain linked no matter how far apart they are. When one particle is affected, the other instantly responds, even across vast distances. This suggests that everything in the universe is interconnected, bound by invisible threads of energy. When you send out a thought, it does not vanish into nothingness. It ripples through the quantum field, affecting everything it touches. This supports the idea that your intentions are not isolated. They influence the fabric of reality itself. But the most fascinating aspect of quantum mechanics is that it does not deal with the fixed outcomes. Unlike classical physics, which operates on certainty, quantum physics reveals that reality exists as probabilities until they are observed. This means that the future is not predetermined. It is fluid, shaped by consciousness itself. This is why shifting your focus, changing your beliefs, and elevating your emotions can alter the course of your life. You are not bound by past experiences or fixed limitations. The moment you observe a new possibility and align with it, you begin drawing it into existence. Science and spirituality are no longer separate. They are converging. What the ancients understood intuitively is now being validated in laboratories. You are not merely a passive participant in reality. You are an active creator. Every thought, every emotion, every expectation is influencing the quantum field around you. The only question is, are you consciously directing this power, or are you letting it be shaped by default? Manifestation is not a one-time event. It is a continuous process that depends on the state of your energy. Every thought, emotion, and action you take contributes to your vibrational frequency, shaping the reality that unfolds before you. Yet, many people fall into the trap of working on their energy only when they want to attract something, not realizing that their default vibration is what determines what they receive. If you want to master manifestation, you must commit to maintaining a high vibrational state daily. Energy is like a river. It must flow freely. When energy is stagnant, blocked by stress, doubt, or negativity, it disrupts your ability to attract the experiences you desire. This is why daily rituals are essential. They are not just routines. They are intentional practices that clear resistance, elevate your frequency, and align you with the highest version of yourself. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to raise your vibration is gratitude. When you focus on what you already have, rather than what is missing, your energy shifts instantly. Gratitude is a frequency of abundance. It tells the universe that you recognize the blessings in your life, and in response, the universe magnifies those blessings. The key is not just to list things you are grateful for, but to feel the emotion of gratitude deeply. When gratitude is felt fully, it changes your entire energetic field, making you a magnet for more to be grateful for. Breathwork is another powerful tool for energy mastery. The way you breathe influences your nervous system, your mental clarity, and your vibrational state. Shallow, unconscious breathing keeps your energy low, while deep, intentional breaths elevate your frequency. A simple but effective technique is the 4-7-8 breath. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. This slows the mind, releases tension, and allows energy to move freely through the body. When combined with visualization, Breathwork can shift your frequency almost instantly. Movement is also essential. Energy stagnates when the body is inactive, leading to mental fog, emotional heaviness, and lower vibrational states. This is why ancient traditions like yoga, qigong, and dance have been used for centuries to regulate energy flow. Even something as simple as walking in nature can realign your vibration. The goal is to keep your body in motion, allowing energy to circulate so that you do not become trapped in the lower frequencies of fear, doubt, or stress. But perhaps the most important daily practice is self-awareness. Many people operate on autopilot, unaware of the thoughts they are thinking, the emotions they are holding, or the beliefs they are reinforcing. To maintain a high vibration, you must become conscious of your inner state at all times. Check in with yourself throughout the day. Are you thinking thoughts that elevate you, or ones that pull you down? Are you reacting to circumstances, or are you consciously choosing your response? Mastering your energy means mastering your attention, refusing to let it be consumed by negativity, distractions, or limiting beliefs. Your vibration is your responsibility. It is not dictated by external conditions, but by the habits and practices you commit to every day. When you learn to maintain a high-frequency state, manifestation is no longer something you have to force. It becomes your natural way of existing. And when you vibrate at a level of joy, abundance, and certainty, the universe has no choice but to match that frequency. For centuries, science and spirituality have been seen as opposing forces, one rooted in logic and measurable facts, the other in intuition and unseen energies. But as human understanding evolves, these two worlds are beginning to merge, revealing a singular truth. Consciousness is not just an abstract experience. It is the very force that shapes reality. The future of manifestation lies in recognizing this truth and harnessing the power of both scientific principles and ancient spiritual wisdom to intentionally create our lives. Quantum physics has already begun to validate what mystics and sages have taught for thousands of years. The observer effect demonstrates that consciousness influences matter, proving that reality does not exist in a fixed state, but is shaped by the mind interacting with it. The concept of quantum superposition suggests that multiple possibilities exist simultaneously until one is chosen through observation. These ideas align perfectly with the teachings of ancient spiritual traditions, which have long stated that we are not passive experiencers of reality, but active creators of it. As humanity moves forward, the next stage of manifestation will not be about mere wishful thinking or basic affirmations. It will be about understanding and applying the science of consciousness. This means recognizing that our thoughts are not just confined to the brain, but extend outward, influencing the quantum field. It means realizing that our emotions are vibrational frequencies that dictate the events and circumstances we attract. The future of manifestation will be about moving beyond belief and stepping into conscious mastery, using both spiritual intention and scientific precision to direct energy toward desired outcomes. Technology is beginning to reflect this shift. Devices that measure brainwave frequencies, electromagnetic fields, and bioenergetics are showing that thought and emotion are more than abstract experiences. They are measurable forces. Research on neuroplasticity has proven that the brain can rewire itself based on repeated thoughts and experiences, reinforcing the idea that what we focus on becomes our reality. Scientists studying the heart's electromagnetic field have discovered that it extends several feet beyond the body, interacting with the energy around us, just as spiritual traditions have long taught about the aura and energetic field. The greatest breakthroughs in manifestation will come when people stop seeing themselves as separate from reality and start realizing they are an inseparable part of its creation. Instead of hoping for change, we will learn how to direct our consciousness like a laser, collapsing probabilities and choosing our future with precision. Meditation, visualization, breathwork, and energy mastery will no longer be seen as mystical practices, but as scientific methods for shaping reality. The true evolution of manifestation is not about discovering something new. It is about remembering what has always been known. The ancients understood it. Science is now proving it. The question is not whether manifestation works, but whether we are ready to take responsibility for the enormous creative power we hold. The future belongs to those who understand that reality is not happening to them. It is happening through them. The next step is no longer believing in manifestation, but mastering it as an intentional force of creation. Everything you have ever experienced, every success, every challenge, every moment of joy or struggle, has been a reflection of your own energy, thoughts, and beliefs. Whether you were aware of it or not, you have been manifesting your entire life. The question is no longer whether you have the ability to shape reality, but whether you are doing it with intention or by default. Most people go through life unconsciously reacting to their circumstances, unaware that their inner world is the very thing creating them. They look at their financial situation, their relationships, their health, and believe that these things are happening to them, when in reality, they are happening through them. Every thought they repeat, every emotion they dwell on, every belief they hold is sending out a signal, shaping the events, opportunities, and challenges they attract. The difference between those who manifest effortlessly and those who struggle is not luck or talent. It is awareness and mastery. Those who understand the laws of the universe do not leave their reality up to chance. They do not let external conditions dictate how they feel. They do not let fear or doubt control their vibration. Instead, they become architects of their reality, consciously designing their lives with precision, clarity, and unwavering certainty. Now, you have the knowledge. You understand how thoughts influence energy, how emotions set the frequency of attraction, how the subconscious mind acts as the gateway between possibility and reality. You have learned about the hidden mechanics of manifestation, the law of vibration, the observer effect, the power of belief, the necessity of letting go. But knowledge alone is not enough. What matters now is application. The moment you decide to step into your power, everything changes. When you stop waiting for signs and start embodying the version of yourself that already has what you seek, reality has no choice but to rearrange itself around you. When you stop reacting to the present moment and instead hold firm to the reality you are creating, delays no longer discourage you because you understand that manifestation is a process. When you stop seeing yourself as separate from the universe and start seeing yourself as the creator within it, manifestation is no longer something you try to do. It is simply how you live. So ask yourself, what are you manifesting right now? Are you sending out signals of trust, abundance, and alignment? Or are you unconsciously vibrating at the frequency of doubt, lack, and hesitation? What future are you choosing in this very moment? The time to wait is over. You are already manifesting, whether consciously or unconsciously. The choice is yours. Will you create deliberately, or will you let the world decide for you? The universe is always listening. It is responding to the energy you hold. Now is the moment to decide who you are and what reality you will create. Comment below. What are you manifesting? Join the discussion and share your thoughts. And if you found this video valuable, subscribe, share it with others, and be part of this journey to mastering reality. Thank you for watching. Until next time, keep creating consciously.